All right, we are back from the break, and the party is all ready to leave Shistholm and leave Chthon space, probably for good, never to return. So
We'll see.
your goal is to get to the passage all the way on the left side of the map. There is more passage there, but it's just going to be more of a matter of days rather than actually moving the ship. But
Okay.
so you're going to be setting off at the start of first shift.
Yeah. Just one
Uh,
thing, Ord.
Yep.
I remember another map where someone went near the end with a token. Does that cause a problem
I don't think it
if I
will.
go off the edge? Okay.
Well, don't go off the edge. I don't know that it'll. Just don't go off the edge. I don't know what to
Okay.
tell you there. Um, should be fine if you go near the edge.
Yeah.
All right, so you got Nor, Finn, Ockar, and Solas on first shift. Second shift is Nemariel, Leva, Braxon, and Lafdul. And you are all ready to get going. Salric has been regaling anyone who would listen with tales of his past exploits. Leva and Solas probably too busy to listen to most of those, but they have been hearing the crew being very pleased with that. They've been exciting tales. He's a good tale teller, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Solas, once he's done with his spell research, he will offer the Salaric if he would want to basically tell these stories so Solas could chronicle them.
Yes.
Be interested in.
That would be wonderful. Make sure that you are appropriately putting my name in so that all would recognize my exploits. I would not want this anonymized or anything like that.
Yes. But before that, on the first day of our travel, Solas will recharge twice the Wound of Fire
Okay.
by casting four spells. 2 Dreamer Flows and 2 Wall of Fire.
All right. And
That's all of my 4th level spells.
There's no chance of failure there?
No, only situation where there's a saving throw requirements is if I were to transfer charges from item to item.
Okay.
In that case, basically, I'm working as a conduit between 2 items, and there's a chance that things go wrong.
All right. So we're planning to do this soon, right? Right? Teasing. All right. So you can go ahead and get a ruler. Someone can get a ruler.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first shift wraps up.
So we're counting from now.
Yeah. So this is the first day for.
Oh, sorry, your arrow disappeared. Thank you.
That's the second shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the first day. You could just like do tally marks kind of thing, and then calculate it at the end of the session or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So your first day is fairly uneventful. A lot of it's spent making sure that the supplies are in order, getting them stowed away, sorted out. Crew's helping with that. The Herwadi are very efficient at what they do. And they're fitting in pretty well with your crew.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
The Hurwati special ability to create the mist that refreshes air.
Mm-hmm.
Does it exert the Hurwati, or is it something that they can activate and is not exerting?
It's not terribly exerting, but they can only do it once per day, and they're gonna need you to specially request when you want it done, as opposed to just as a default thing.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, for the duration, you do have thick, dense fog filling the vessel, the air envelope and stuff like that, which will make it, difficult to see for the duration.
Yeah. Just wanted to make it clear how it worked.
Yeah.
Finn,
Yes.
should we do the slow rot thing? Well, you're a high level druid priest than me now, so.
Yeah, we
figure-
probably should.
Since we're at the start, so it extends the duration by a week level, so 9 weeks for you.
I'm the food that you got is going to last.
Well, we're making sure, so
Okay.
to speak.
All right.
That's all. I
That's
mean,
fine.
mechanically, if nothing happens, nothing happens. But
Yeah, what I'm saying is more along the lines of, like the food that you purchased is gonna be fine as it is, short of some sort of interference, kind of thing. If you picked up food from another ship, then you might want to do that as a precaution or something like that. I'm just saying that mechanically you don't need to do that now. If you want to do that for flavor, that's fine with me.
no, I wasn't sure if you have to do it when you purchase food or when it's starting to turn. It doesn't really stay. It just says that it maintains its freshness. So I assume you cast
I think it
as soon as you
maintains
bought
the
it.
freshness at the point at which you cast it, so the earlier you cast it, the better.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone is doing on this day?
This is still the
Solas,
first day.
Yeah, this is the end of the first day, so.
how are you doing on your healer's kit uses?
I am full.
Yeah, so my herbalism things come around, so
I have currently no need to refresh.
yeah, I don't either. But if a month comes up, then we're just gonna have to add 4 to both of ours. I'll split it with you. But obviously, if we don't need them beforehand.
Yeah, if you want to spend some time, like preparing that for later and putting that away so that, and that would be a good thing to put slow rot on. It's something that you could then
that
you'd
would
have
work.
a store on the ship to replenish your supplies. After you've gone out and done something and come back, and you need to replenish your healer's bags.
Finn had herbalism, if I remember correctly.
He's not a healer though.
Yeah.
But he should still, I think, have some, since you can use herbalism to heal also.
I mean, if he wants, I don't really mind.
Well, it's up to Finn. Do you want to get some of these herb supplies?
I've been carrying some
Okay.
herb supplies that are poison antidotes anyway.
Well, it's up to you guys. You can decide how you want to handle that when those come up and you have no immediate need for them.
Yeah, I mean, we got a month, so.
Okay. All right. You can go ahead and move another day.
Lafdul's practicing philosophy. Very unusual for
No,
Lafdul.
not philosophy, mental puzzles.
Wow. It's
More like
Lafdul's
mental
philosophy.
exercises and concentration. That's what it says.
On the second
Lafdul's
day-
doing Sudoku.
Lafdul's not being Lafdul.
On the second day, I also recharge one more time the Wand of Fire.
Okay. So that was
when we
12
go-
hours. That was 12 hours. Go ahead and move forward another 12 hours.
Question to the priests, to Solas and to Finn. Obviously, when we go into the flow, once we use our third and fourth level spells, they're gone. Are we all taking like a neutralized poison?
I'm planning on taking Cure Serious and Protection from Evil. 10-foot
Alright,
radius.
I will take a neutralized poison. Obviously, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we can't obviously change our spells and we're locked in. Once they're gone, they're gone. Other than me, I mean, I've got a few altar, but not too many.
I think Protection from Evil and Cure Serious is good to have, since there might be some serious injuries or some creatures that are evil.
Yeah, I've taken a cure serious, but here.
Alright.
Take more defensive spells.
So I think that one more day is going to get you to the edge of the map. Margoth tells you that it's going to be a few days yet to get to the route that you're looking for.
Okay.
So on that third day, is there anything that anyone wants to do?
Other downtime that I have during this trip, I have been basically trying to chronicle Salaric's stories and try to push him to tell from the earliest adventure.
All right.
Yeah.
Salaric will ask you. I'm happy to tell you all of my exploits. How do you feel about writing while walking? It helps me remember all of the good times if I regale them while walking about the ship.
It would complicate it, but
If you take the scribe spell while doing it, it's very easy.
how long did that spell last?
8 hours, as long as you keep maintaining the concentration on it. Basically, you can write at twice your speed, I think.
Concentrating while walking is
Wow,
also
it's as long as you
complex.
don't stop writing.
What if he gets one of the dwarven crew to walk in front of him and he can balance
I'm just
a
going to double
writing
check.
table on the dwarf's head?
I think that would be a little difficult.
Yeah, and demeaning for the dwarf.
Very.
I'm going to double check the spell.
Solas would not do a thing like that. But I think Solas could possibly handle making notes and then writing it better later on.
Okay. I mean, you could always take some slates or something rather than actual paper.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Basically writing notes on the slates and then writing it on the paper later on.
All right.
Possibly make it a bit more poetic.
All right. So you spend a fair bit of downtime, hour or two every day. I just kind of walking about the ship, and it's a very gentle stroll. So it's not like he's walking at a high pace.
Yeah.
But occasionally he'll interject with comments about the quality of the ship and stuff like that, or oh, that's interesting that is there. I would not have thought of that. He seems at least reasonably familiar with traveling on ships.
Solas will also basically ask lots of questions basically to get more descriptions and clarifications if there's some things like a monster that he has not heard of before.
Yeah, and at that he will like really you think that he's really appreciating that kind of interest because he will dive into just how nasty that beastie was. It had a steel-like hide, and one of my companions got too close to it in the front, and when it exhaled this frightening cloud of gas, my companion was just turned his flesh to stone. That beast knocked him over, and my companion, now a statue, shattered into 100 pieces. Let me tell you, I made sure to keep away from that beast's face from then on. And he goes on and on like that kind of thing.
Have we heard of a Gorgon? That sounds like a Gorgon.
Vaguely, maybe. You certainly have never encountered one, and you probably don't
I hope
know
never
anyone.
too.
You don't know anyone personally up to this point who's encountered one. But yeah, he has stories of fighting dragons, fighting manticores, fighting gorgons, fighting sphinxes. He even claims to have faced down a devil at one point that was terrorizing a town.
Oh, yeah, I fought something like that once.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, I tell him about that one demon that we fought on Braxon's asteroid that I took on.
You mentioning their name?
No, I'm talking about the one that attacked us at the tower.
Alright.
Yeah, I think I will use the scribe spell when I'm writing these on the paper, since it does say on the spell that if there's any interruptions of the copying ends. So basically, if I were to stop and ask or talk about something, it would end.
Okay. Yeah, is it specifically about copying?
Yeah, it's basically I can write I can write twice as fast and create
As long as you continue to compose
normal and still write twice as rapidly as normal and still produce high quality copying of text or map.
Yeah, I think that's specifically for copying, or like you could do it with writing more. Oh, hey, I have gotten 2 more rerolls. I'm going to need to use these. I have 4 rerolls now. Thank you, Title Rabbit.
Oh,
Getting all the rerolls.
So, and as a reminder, Braxon has one, Leva has one. No one else has any at the moment. I think that Scribe is specifically for... I think that would need to be done in a sit-down writing session, either copying something or composing something. It's primarily for copying, but composition would work too. But it would be something that you would use after you've gotten the notes here.
The benefit of Scribe spell is that it produces prettier quality writing, and there's less chance of an error when copying.
Yeah. All right, so that would not be something that you would use in this case.
Yeah, I would make basically notes on the slate, and then with my memories and the notes, basically write poetic but accurate description of the story.
And Ockar, when you bring up that, maybe over a dinner or something like that story, Salric will show some interest, but quickly try to change the subject back to himself.
So he's that kind of guy.
Seems like it.
I mean, it was pretty obvious from the start that he's that kind of guy.
There's no harm in it, though. Really,
Solas is basically doing this to humor him, and also he is from a sphere that Solas has never been, so this is a way to glean information about that sphere without him getting bored.
Yeah, from his descriptions of the sphere, it sounds pretty standard. AKA the Dungeon Master didn't detail it too much unless you decide to actually try and find your way to it. So
we must go there.
I mean, you gave us an NPC with an interesting backstory of Radiant Dragons. Of course, Lafdul's interested.
Did I mention Radiant Dragons?
You did at the start.
Oh, right. That's what he was fighting. Right, I had forgotten about that part. Yeah.
Lafdul's going to make inquiries into that at some point.
Yes, that is in my notes. I forgot to mention that.
But as I said, Solas tries to basically get these stories in chronological order from him.
That takes a lot of extra work, because
know.
he seems to like to describe these, and it's definitely more he's talking about the danger and the daring do and the threat and describing it in possibly inflated detail. It is hard to tell, but there's definitely an element of like self-aggrandizement is clearly something going on here.
Hello, which is why when Solas finally gets the manuscript whole, he is going to pen the opening page with notes about how these are events describe the person themselves and might be a bit over-exaggerated.
Yeah. So Lafdul, he will, in his description of his hunt for the Radiant Dragon, the story ends up being more of how they were hunting this dragon, but that's when the cosmic storm came up, so they didn't actually, they weren't actually able to slay the dragon.
The dragon caused it?
That's not the way that it's described. It's not the way that it's described.
I didn't learn that Jewel was a radiant dragon specific. I just knew she was a dragon, some kind of space dragon of some kind. When
Okay.
I did research on the thing, so Lafdul's just trying to learn about space dragon abilities, I guess. Whatever he can. That type of breath weapons and stuff like that. What they like doing.
So he does say that he performed some research. It's pretty clear that from the way that he describes it, he had someone else perform the research. Possibly Herrick, possibly some other retainer. But he talks about it as his information and stuff like that. Like he never actually says that he did the research and that sort of thing.
Is Herrick with us when we talk?
Oftentimes, yes. Sometimes he'll be off doing something either, Oh, yes, Herrick, fetch me some tea, or fetch me some mead. That kind of thing. So he'll be, in and out. And
Does he speak at any point?
Yes, very few words. He is clearly a man of very few words.
He's not mute.
He's not mute, no. He will be like, yes, master.
Does he
Doing
answer
so right
questions
now.
if I ask?
I'm sorry?
Only a model.
Does Herrick answer questions if asked?
Salric will generally, answer them for him. Or say something like, oh, Herrick wouldn't know anything about that sort of thing,
Okay.
Generally, even before Herrick gets a chance to answer, and a few times he just kind of gives a kind of a nonplussed shrug. A disinterested shrug, that kind of thing.
Okay.
You're not sure if he's bored or slow-witted or what, or just very, very, very rigid and closed with his emotions and stuff like that.
I'd see if I could get anything from memory read from it at some point. I walk off somewhere and just have memory read up, just to see if I could. If he's thinking other than talking, they're mismatched.
Mismatched?
As in, he's just playing dumb. It's like, why hell are you asking me that? But he obviously says something completely different. I'm wondering if he's smarter than he looks, basically. I just want to, or if he's dumber than he actually is or something, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
think-
I guess what I mean is like he doesn't seem like dumb per se, but he definitely seems disinterested and disinclined to talk. Salaric will certainly, like, you definitely get the impression that Salaric doesn't have much of an opinion of Herrick's intelligence. But then you also kind of get the impression that Salaric doesn't have much opinion of anyone's intelligence other than himself.
Does he even talk about his families? How
Salaric?
good his family is?
He'll mention a few other von Trombergs at times, but it's hard to get exactly who their relationship is because anytime you ask about them, it quickly gets back to him. He likes talking about himself.
Solas tries to basically glean a bit of information about his family and their position in their world.
Let's see.
He's clearly a noble, or at least acting as a noble.
Yeah, so one thing that you get is, like, he'll describe Tromberg as a beautiful but boring castle. It's situated far away from any of the more interesting areas of the realm. You would guess that his family might be baron or count kind of level, like minor nobility. Not exactly
Entry level.
like not controlling much of an area or anything like that, but probably greater wealth than their land might indicate. So it's it'd be like reasonable to conclude that it's a small realm, not a powerful realm, but maybe it's on a good trade route.
Okay.
So they're because you're not like he's clearly the way that he talks about himself. He's clearly not the eldest.
Yeah.
He's not in line for controlling the castle unless other people die.
Yeah, sounds like their realm is about the castle, perhaps one town, and a few hamlets or villages.
Yeah, something like that. But they clearly have money because and they're spelljamming aware because he's able to hire ships and crew and stuff like that. It's also possible that he manages to get good rewards doing monster hunting.
Monster hunting can be very rewarding.
Yeah, indeed. And like he has talked about some treasure hoards that he has gotten. They don't sound like gigantic hordes. Like he has clearly never faced an extraordinarily powerful dragon.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Does he mention any permanent to semi-permanent companions other than Herg?
There's a couple names that show up here and there, but then occasionally you'll be like, you'll be like, oh, this person has been on a lot of adventures, and then the next story is like, yes, and that is where old Cadris took a manticore's spikes right to the face. Sadly, he did not make it out of that little excursion. So
his companions have luck for a while until they meet a very unlucky end.
Some of them, certainly. It's not all of them, but occasionally it'll be like, you start building maybe these are the other people that he went on some things with, and then another random story that you're not exactly sure where it fits in. Oh, that guy died there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there's also stories that he'll tell, like the very first time you hear someone's name, they got killed, melted by acid from an 8-legged, black-scaled beast that petrified some others and also sprayed acid all over one of his companions. But then a couple later stories will mention that guy, alive and well, helping out with the other fights and stuff like that.
So basically, since he tells them not in chronological order, I have to at times ask when this happened related to this.
Yeah.
Solas will mention what he notices from the pair to the rest of the party in private at some point.
All right. Is there anything in particular that you wanna mention?
I would say that while they are quite peculiar pair and possibly do keep eye on them discreetly. Something just feels that there's way more than seems is seen.
And we'll mention his zone of truth at this point.
All right. Go ahead and describe it. Describe what you did and what happened.
So I cast a zone of truth spell in his path as he was about to walk through it, just to make it so that he would end up telling the truth only, and his story didn't even miss a beat.
Interesting. Zone of truth, it could be resisted, right?
Yeah, save for negates.
Possibly.
So he might have some kind of magical protection against things like that. But
He does claim that his sword is magical, an heirloom passed down through the family. It's he hasn't drawn it, but the hilt is quite decorative and like jewel encrusted. It's the kind of thing that you would expect to see as a ceremonial blade, but he claims it's magic.
Solas asks at one point, does he know the magical properties of the sword?
Oh, indeed. This is a fine blade. Cuts through the steel hides of and scaly hides of beasts easier than hot knife through butter, I've found. It's quite handy, quite handy. Slain a handful of werebeasts with it at times as well. Sadly, one of those was a companion who got infected in a previous visit and did not tell us. But was a good man. But what had to be done, had to be done.
Have you ever properly have it identified?
Oh, we have stories of what it does. That's really all it does. Which, from your description, it's like, probably +1, +2, +3 kind of thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't describe it as having any special properties or doing any special things on its own.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what Solas is going to be doing for a few days.
All right. So in this, like, we'll say that this happens at the end of the third day, and you guys get together, just the party members, to discuss this. Does anyone else have any ideas or thoughts or any suggestions?
What? Asking that, finding out stuff from that NPC, or what to do before we leave?
Or, well, Solas wanted to talk about the NPCs, so.
I want to cast no history on this guy.
Solas basically describes how the dynamic seems to work, but makes at least Solas feel that there's quite a lot more than meets the eye in this. Since they also survived in this sphere.
They will, Salaric will have said that he's kind of like hired on to help kill monsters on occasion, kind of thing, in here. But it's also pretty obvious that he has some funds. I mean, he gave you those 2 opals for his payment, so he has some funds on him that have not been exhausted. But also the fact that he hasn't been robbed at least
Yeah.
gives some credence that he is not necessarily like, an unskilled person. He can. Sounds like he could probably defend himself at least reasonably well against thugs.
Yeah. But basically, Solas says that while he has no direct evidence that there's something wrong, it's just that feeling that he gets from them.
Anyone
and
else
their
feel that way?
dynamic.
Does anyone else feel that way?
Braxon hasn't been around him enough for picking up enough suspicious vibes, but from what Solas has said, he'll an eye on him.
Basically, I'm not saying that we should do anything, take any action other than just keep an eye.
He's on the same shift as Solas, though, isn't he? So
Braxon?
This is on the officers' meeting.
Oh, I know that. I mean, Braxon won't get to see him so much.
Yeah, Braxon is the opposite shift of Solas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Braxon says, what I'll do is I'll keep an eye out to see if they're getting up in the night to do anything.
I'm gonna have some try to surreptitiously, when he's distracted or something, talk to Solas or something. I'm gonna cast like no history just nearby, just to
Okay.
see if I can get his name, his history, see if it lines up, or if he's been lying about his family history. He gets a saving throw, I assume, because it's not. If he's trying to disguise or he's a polymorph creature or something, that's what it says.
Okay.
Solas would suggest that the other spellcasters might check if he radiates more magic than his sword does while Solas is talking to him, if possible.
You can have the spell up and just no. Actually, do you need
Yeah,
your
but
holy
it's better-
symbol?
So no history didn't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. Eh. Would I know that he's
You haven't used it enough to know if that means anything at all, I don't think.
right? I'll use it on this companion and the next day or something.
Alright. You don't get anything on him either.
Oh, he loves spells.
I mean,
Sometimes
like-
you don't get anything.
Herrick has does have a spear. He doesn't like carry it around on the ship, but you did see it when they came aboard.
Oh yeah, I assume he's not a level 0 NPC that has like
So-
no saving throw.
Yeah, and certainly Salaric. Well, Salaric clearly downplays the capabilities of Herrick, and everything like that. There are definitely times when he'll mention, yes, if it hadn't been for Herrick and his spear, I do not think that I would have survived that foul, disgusting beast trying to maul my face off. That kind of thing.
Solas also asks if Lafdul or Finn, if they have access to no alignment spell, which is second level divination, if they could check the alignment of the both of them, while Solas is basically keeping them
do.
occupied.
Just looking to see what no, it's just variable and semantic.
Yeah, and it lasts one turn.
Yeah, I can do it.
You do have to focus on the target for one round.
I can just pretend to be a random crewman as a disguised person. So I'm just not Lafdul.
Alright. That gives a saving throw, right?
Yeah, saving throw to
Yeah.
negate.
Alright.
Or unless he's got an item now.
And are you
Automatically.
trying this on both of them?
It's one turn the you can have multiple targets. It's one turn, and
So-
you have to focus for a round.
Yeah, so I assume I can have up to 10 creatures or 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
1 per round. Yeah.
You're not able to detect alignment on either of them.
What about his sword?
It's probably going to get the same saving throw that he does.
Actually, hang on. Yeah, because there's a creature or object.
Yeah, it's
Oh, alright.
so if the object is not aligned.
No, but it could be warding against it.
Yeah, you do not detect any alignment from that.
And we do know that they are one step from true neutral. If I remember correctly. What Ockar's analyze balance detected.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what Solas is doing for the few days and asking others to help him.
Okay. So on the 4th day, that's when those spells get cast. You don't need to move. You're
Yeah.
close enough. This is already off the map at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else anyone else is doing, or is there anything that anyone else wants to do? A spell that wasn't mentioned, or something like that.
So is this the 4th day or the 5th day? Or
This
what?
is a 4th.
Leroy's going to spend her time as much as she has researching the spells.
Alright.
The spell.
All right. Margoth says that you've got she thinks 2 days before you get to the Amethyst Path.
Right.
Okay.
I am refreshing my priest lock on my door, and I'm not telling anyone my password.
Not telling anyone.
Nope. Because you weren't telling anyone about your door, so I'm now following suit.
Solas has told about the second one. He forgot about the first one.
Well, no, wizards can't have a password.
Wizard,
Just a priest.
You can have on the Glyph of Warding.
Well, that, yeah, no.
And that's what Solas uses on his door outside normal lock. Until he learns the spell that disallows anyone except Ogman worshippers to enter.
Followers of faith.
So that if the ship takes damage, then they can't get in there, and that room is on fire and just burning up the ship. I got it. That's perfect. Thank you for the idea.
Just can't help you. Your stuff's just going to burn.
Oh, you can it's a spell that you can dispel.
Well,
So it's harder to dispel than normal.
wasn't it the one that required 2 dispels?
Something like that.
All right. So on the 5th day, is anyone doing anything in particular? Solas, you're just continuing to get this guy's stories.
Mm-hmm.
Are we seeing Braxon's going to ask the crew to look out, see if we're seeing any more or less space creatures down this tunnel?
You've seen a few batfish and some gray scavers that have avoided your ship, and that's it. There's still plenty of mushrooms along the walls. The passageway is getting a little bit narrower than the ones that you've been down,
Mm-hmm.
but otherwise, there's no big deal. All right. On the 6th day, anything in particular anyone is doing?
I want to see if this guy knows thieves can't, or his companion knows thieves can't, by leaving like marks around, I don't know, around where he walks, like symbols or signs on the wall.
Well, thieves can't
something.
is more like using unusual words in unusual ways.
You can use it that way. You can also, there is a physical thieves' cant. You can like leave like simple sign.
Okay.
It's like you can mark on like a street alley saying like a money house, like a money pot. Like this house is like rich. Go rob this house. Something.
Basic, really simple markings.
Yeah, it's just to see whether or not he recognizes.
As far as you know, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't give any indication of it.
A real-life example would be the old story about if there's shoes hanging from telephone lines as a sign that there's something illicit sold there in the area.
Yeah, there's all kinds of...
I mean, there's no indication that he does.
Alright, well, that's fine. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It was something I wanted to roll out, that was all.
Okay. On that day, on the 6th day from Shistholm, Margoth will point to, let's see, probably first shift.
Has it been 8 or 6 days in total this session, then?
It is actually been... I miswrote that. 10 days, because it was 2 to... and then 2 back, and then 6 from Shistholm. So yeah, 10 days so far.
My contact home power's on 1 day left. And...
Yep.
We are going to the phlogiston, so if you don't need to refresh spells.
Yeah, I haven't needed
to
refresh.
I mean, contact home power is still probably a good thing to just refresh.
You're not sure.
You're not sure exactly how many days it'll be until you get to the crystal shell, anyway. Margoth says that as far as she knows, no one uses this path because there isn't anything out that way. As far as she knows.
Sorry, I clarified. It's been 10 days this entire session, but 6 days traveling from...
Shistholm.
Yeah, right. So, sorry, I'm not in my notes. So.
Alright, so Margoth will indicate to Ockar, who is basically a temporary captain on first shift.
Temporary.
And, well, I mean, he's first officer, so he's in command. Sorry,
alternate commander.
He's in command on first shift. That's what I meant, and I didn't think of it. She will point out a comparatively narrow tunnel off to the side, and says, "That would be the Amethyst Path. You can see that there are large purple crystals and gigantic purple mushrooms. It's all very faintly glowing, so compared to this, it's just like slightly more purple. And it is a very narrow path. Let's see. Are you on first shift, Lafdul? No, you're on second shift. Okay.
Yeah, second.
All right. And she says, that would be the route that we want to take. I don't know of many people who've been down that way, but as I understand it, it gets a bit more dangerous because of asteroids.
I see. So, we'll have to be careful.
Indeed.
Okay, let's head over there then. And hope the path is not too small for a ship to fit through.
It shouldn't be, Margoth will indicate. But at the same time, it's entirely possible that things have shifted or changed over time. So you issue the command to the helmsman to bring the ship about and head down that narrow tunnel. Initially, it's narrow by comparison to the one you were in. So it would still take a goodly amount of time to travel from one side to the other, but over the course of the day, it does narrow up a bit more. Not so narrow that you're your ship is in any real danger of scraping, but there does end up being this constant like need for lookouts to monitor for asteroids because it is, despite the pale purple glow from the mushrooms down this path, it is still dark, and sometimes the asteroids almost appear out of nowhere, and you have to make almost a last-minute dodge.
So, sorry, I've lost count of the days.
This is the 6th day.
It's still the 6th day. Sorry.
Yes. This is just over the course of the 6th day. A bit of it beyond that, but this is also narrative. I mean, when I do the specific days, I'll be mentioning the number. But that is through your shift as well, Braxon. Is that you're
Right.
noticing? So occasionally, like 2 to 3 times per shift, there's like the ship needs to make a hard bank turn to the port of starboard to avoid something that was not obvious.
Okay. We've probably stationed a few lockouts on the corners of the ships or something.
Okay. So getting extra lookouts and stuff like that. So far, it's not so dense with asteroids that this has been a problem, but Margoth kind of indicates that she worries that it might be. Lafdul.
Would these be things we could push away with sticks, or are they like
No, they're
big
too big.
enough? So that...
No, they're too big.
Okay.
Lafdul,
Mhm.
you don't think these would be gem quality amethysts? These giant crystals. They're pretty obviously they're pretty obviously have lots of flaws, inclusions, and tend to be more solid or translucent than transparent. So any itch you might have to try and go down and crack off some from these kind of is assuaged by that.
Hmm.
So
Alright.
really low quality amethyst.
Yeah.
Just. Saying we don't have a miner.
Oh, there you go. You got that. Solas. Might be a good idea for people to put that into their notes or something so that it's really easy to get.
I thought we had pinned that clue, but it wasn't in the pins.
Okay. All right. So the 7th day. Is there anything in particular anyone wants to do?
Yeah, Solas continues his project.
Recasting.
Research.
Contact on power.
Okay.
And stuff.
All right. And over the course of that day, the tunnel does get narrower. It's still more than enough space, but the density of asteroids is increasing. Okay.
Do the asteroids seem to be stationary or moving?
No, they're moving.
Okay.
Not fast.
Yeah.
But they are drifting slowly.
Solas would suggest being more ready than normal, since any surprise attack would be upon us faster than normal.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Margoth will say that it's a good idea, but she also doesn't suspect that there's going to be too much danger from that, like ships or something like that. Maybe monsters, but she sees no reason why any ships would be down here. So
yeah, more worried about the monsters like those spiders.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Since ship-to-ship combat would be very bad in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone actually
but
leave?
monsters like gargoyles or spiders would have way easier time to ambush.
Yeah.
Braxon will say to Margoth when she says that, if she says it on his shift, One thing we've got to watch out for is that monsters jump on the bottom of the hull and then hang around. Sometimes sneak.
I mean,
Exactly.
she perfectly understands that. She did consider it, but at the same time, a lot of these monsters feed on, like, ships and stuff, so...
Yeah.
I mean, she's not discounting that. She's just saying that she's more worried about asteroids. So
Yep.
you can take that as
Yep.
you wish.
Yeah, obviously Braxon will get the helms both brief that we might need to stop to get past asteroids that are floating around in front of our path.
Okay. So the 8th day comes and goes. Tunnel is continuing to narrow, and more asteroids. Yeah.
Out of interest, what's their experience with helm sight on the asteroids? Do they fully see them, or do they need lookouts to pass on information of where they are?
They can see them, but they're still limited by light conditions.
Right. Okay.
So it's and they are looking forward. They're not looking back. It is possible that something comes and hits you from the back if it's moving faster than you, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you might need to, like, stop and something was drifting towards you and it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Since Solas is not doing spell research, he can take 1 day to identify those wands and other items we got if needed.
Okay. So you want to start with the wands?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do the lightning wand that you already...
No.
No, not the lightning one,
Okay.
but the other one and the iron ball as first.
Okay.
I also, before I cast the identify, I will also cast the detect magic to see if I detect any spheres.
Okay, you're casting the priest version?
Yeah.
Okay, the wand... What level are you again?
8th.
Alright. So the wand is Combat Sphere. Elmwood with a deep red faceted garnet.
Okay. It was the black pine wood with electrum caps.
That's the lightning.
That's the lightning. Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's the...
Elmwood with a deep red faceted garnet.
Yeah.
That is a wand that produces magical missiles that unerringly strike their target if used by a wizard.
So most likely one of magic missiles.
Didn't that person use that wand against me, or am I misremembering?
You might be misremembering.
Yeah.
I think they were about to, and then they got wrapped up in your silence.
I also cast the wizard version
of Detect Magic?
Yeah.
Okay. That
and
is...
I'm 9th on that.
Alright. That is... you do not get a result on that, actually.
Okay.
On that wand. I will tell you that the Wand of Lightning is... Where are you?
I get the feeling we're going to have to compile a list of, like, known wands, like we are with the potions.
One's gonna be...
You do not get a sphere, but it's invocation, evocation for the other one.
What about that iron sphere?
Okay, give me just a second. Just making a note that you identified this. Okay, the sphere... and you're casting Detect Magic as well. So both the Wizard and the Priest version indicate strong, indeterminate magic for that. And that sphere is designed to entrap a creature.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we learned. Well, I just didn't get the command word because
Yes, it
Mhm.
does need a
I-
command word. Basically, you'd realize that you have to utter the command word and toss it at a creature.
Mm-hmm. Are any of the weapons or jewelry that we got magical?
I think you had an idea of what ones there were. I mean, you made note. You should have made notes
Yeah,
of
that
ones
was-
that you took.
Yeah, there's a thin brass ring with faceted jacinth stone.
Do you want to identify that one?
I don't have any idea if it's magical in these notes.
they're all magical, all of them.
All
no.
magical, but there's no mention of the sphere or.
I think
scrolls
that
of
was
magic.
done hastily, so none of that information was gotten. You were just able to determine what was magical and what was not magical.
Okay.
All right, so you want to look at
Well,
that ring next?
Yeah, I will look at the ring.
All right, that is Conjuration, Summoning, and Summoning.
Oh.
Wasn't that the genie one? I can't remember which
For the red big lady.
Hmm. We've never seen an Ifrit, have we?
No, we have
And
not.
you are not able to identify that. However, there is some magical writing on the inside of the ring band.
Okay, so need to read that with read magic.
Yeah.
I think. And then the electrum ring with surface that appears like overlapping serpent scales.
Necromancy and Healing.
Oh, wasn't that the ring that was that could, when he killed something, he got a bit of life back or something?
And you're not able to identify it.
Because that's what I used when I used Speak with Dead on that ring.
Possibly,
I remember that.
but there's no notes in here.
Yes.
Oval amulet with milky quartz stone carved into the shape of a cloud on a silver chain.
Abjuration and Charm sphere.
Mm-hmm.
And that amulet is designed to cloak you from magical detection.
Oh. For some reason, I think Lafdul might be interested in that.
Considering I don't have a necklace because someone stole my last one.
See,
what it
she's
does.
just continuing to do good things for you.
Silver ring with faceted smoky quartz stone.
You're not able to get the wizard, and you're not
Okay.
able to get the priest.
Wow.
Oh, that's bad luck.
Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
you did get the wizard. Sorry, I was misremembering
Okay.
the numbers. That is alteration,
Mm-hmm.
and you are not able to identify it.
Maybe like 10% to fail. Or was it 5% to fail, 5% to get it wrong? Something like that for 95.
No, well,
Things happen.
there's still the chance to fail.
Yeah. One more level.
Sling of reddish leather fitted with beads of carnelian and white ivory on the thong.
Enchantment Charm and Combat.
Yeah, magical sling.
Yeah.
And that is a magical sling designed to enhance your ability to hit a target.
Oh, so it's like a sling +2 or +1.
Plus
So
something.
similar to what we have.
There are enchantments on ranged weapons that are of accuracy or something. I think it just improves it to hit, not the damage.
Well, I can return Leva's sling and take that instead if
She might
she's
want that
willing.
one now.
You might need to arm wrestle.
I mean, was the other sling given or lent?
Because
Lent.
it's been so
It
long.
was lent,
since-
but it's so long that it might as well have been a gift. And Leva
Okay,
doesn't
then.
have another +1.
So then you can take that.
Oh, thank
in
you
my
very much.
opinion. But we don't know if that's better or not, since we only know that it helps you to hit target.
I think
I
you're
thought
out of.
level
I
was-
think you're out of uses on the
Yeah,
identify.
I
at this
think
point.
I think the last three things are something that need to be cast identify another time.
Okay, so you're
thought-
officially swapping, like giving the old sling to Solas and taking the new sling, Leva.
Okay.
Well, I'm confirming. Is that
Yes.
the case? Okay.
Yeah, Solas is okay with that if he keeps the old sling then.
Just how many times have we used those slings anyway?
You got
Yeah, Solas
your
has
ninja
used it
stars now.
occasionally. Mhm.
Mm,
I mean, if she decides that Solas would be better, you can swap back. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So.
yeah. I mean, she's so lucky in hitting things anyway. That's
Well, you thankfully, like Lafdul said, you have the ninja stars that are way bigger plus to hitting than.
well, she's
+5.
she's more often managed to fail with those even than to hit. But it's always
Yeah.
a nice experience when you do hit.
And you also have more spells in your hands than on the lower level, so things like ranged weapons are not as needed.
Probably.
Yes.
All right.
Thinking back of the boulders, Pebble 2 boulders.
All right. Are there any other castings of identify that anyone wants to make?
Yeah,
I
that was
guess
the-
Leva would
Leva can
lose a
focus.
taste.
Leva
Wouldn't
can
you? Before-
focus on research. I can cast identify on the second day for the
I-
rest.
I had a question.
Question?
I would assume that she loses a day if she's cast identify, right?
Yes.
It's 8 hours, so yeah, you would.
Yeah, so I think you should focus, and I can identify the rest later.
Okay.
Solas
Mhm.
would still get the identify and not the identify, the detect magics for the other items.
Yeah,
That's a good
That-
point.
that
Hold on a second.
Oil,
Yeah, hold on a second.
Oil,
Okay,
crossbow, and
so
saber.
the oil clay jar, a gray translucent oil within. That is going to be abjuration and all.
abjuration and all.
I will see if there's any oils in
Then
the abjuration.
steel-headed light crossbow bolts with golden fletching.
Okay, both the bolts and the saber are enchantment, charm, and combat.
Okay.
That oil was abjuration and all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We got a few that are all an alteration, but not abjuration.
Question about saber.
Mm-hmm.
What weapon is it classed as for proficiency?
Saber.
So there's own proficiency for
Familiar
sabers.
with swords, I think, isn't it?
I'd have to go back and look at familiarity.
Is scimitar and saber close enough?
They'd be familiar. So you'd have
Okay.
half the proficiency penalty.
Okay.
Saber is very piratey.
Well, it
Classic
is,
pirate sword.
Yeah. So weird that the pirates would
Have a pirate sword.
have classic pirate swords. Yeah, isn't that weird?
mhm.
Old?
I think.
Yep.
Level could easily cast Bubka's superior identification if anyone needs it.
That
Wouldn't.
that does not tire you or anything.
It's casting time 5 rounds.
Okay.
So if somebody wants,
Yeah, I will.
does it tire you?
I'll do it for the necklace. I will fund you the pearl. Because I am interested in that necklace.
It cannot be cast more than once every 2 hours.
I would say with the research that you're doing, you can only do one per day.
Okay.
Right, I will hand
So
you a
if
pearl.
you want, tell
Yes,
me.
I will hand you a pearl if you can do the necklace.
All right.
Please, I would appreciate.
Which would you want, since this is only one item, which one would you want to have identified? The amulet?
Yeah, the amulet that cloaks for magical detection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is an amulet of proof against detection and location.
Oh, I'm very interested in that.
And that protects the wearer against all divination and magical location and detection.
Wow.
So clairaudience, clairvoyance, ESP, telepathy, crystal balls, and such things. No aura is discernible. Predictions cannot be made regarding the user unless a very powerful being is consulted.
Basically,
Yeah,
a commune spell.
I can see how our sneaky person wants that,
Mm-hmm.
and why it would be really useful for a party to give it to you.
So Lafdul wants that. Is there any objection to that, or is there anyone else with interest in that?
Yes, interest, but no objection. I think it's made for Lafdul. It's designed for Lafdul.
Okay.
I mean,
what about Braxon, Finn, Ockar?
Mm-mm. They're not the same.
Yeah, but I want to hear from them.
But they have to decide themselves whether they're interested or
if
not.
they have to still speak up, I mean, it could be useful for anyone. So
Mm-hmm.
Anything could be useful for anyone.
I am relatively interested as my interest goes there.
I'm willing to support Lafdal's interest.
Yeah, have it.
Finn has no
What about-
objection.
I'm fine with it.
Kudos. Thank you, party.
Mm-hmm.
What's amulet of proof against detection and divination?
Protection, proof against. Hold on a second.
Magical detection is.
I switched off.
I think.
Proof against detection and location.
Mm-hmm.
I'll update my notes.
I'll give you a handout since you got a superior identification on it.
Does it have charges or command word or thing like that? Just
Nope.
identify, reveal.
You wear it, it works.
Okay. I think crossbow bolts are safe to say that those are Braxon and Ockar who rolls for them since no one else has crossbows.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, does Braxon's crossbow need special bolts?
No, but it benefits from them.
All bolts are the same, aren't they? There's no quarrels or bolts difference.
Well, that says light crossbow bolts, so if that's a deciding factor.
Is this special crossbow? Anything?
Magical bolts.
No, I mean, is it a special size?
No, it's a light
I
crossbow.
think so it can use those. And I think Okkar's magical crossbow also was light crossbow.
Yeah.
Should we roll?
So,
Oh wait, let me double check my.
Well, how many is it? We could have half each if it's a number.
It's 10 bolts.
What did you say? We have 5 each.
Yeah, he's a light crossbow.
you want to split them, Ockar?
Ockar,
Yeah, let's split them.
just to
Easier.
note that Ockar already has some magical crossbow bolts, but that's here nor there.
Yeah, I do, but I'm trying to split them up because they're different types.
Mm-hmm.
So what should I write down for this?
Steel-headed bolts with golden fletching. And you have 5 of them.
And they're just normal.
They're magical. You don't know what the
okay.
magic
Yeah,
is.
they are enchantment, charm, and combat detected, but we haven't identified them.
Steel-headed bolts with what fletching?
Golden fletching.
Golden.
And both of you get 5.
Yeah, I'll grab the description off the sheet.
Yeah.
Number is 5. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Those are the things that I think can be easily divided from the items without needing to roll offs.
Yeah, I'm updating my character. Yeah, I'll delete it once I've finished mine. Is my mouse scrolling being picked up?
Yes. It's not
Oh.
super loud, though.
I can turn down my sensitivity if it's...
Oh yeah, Leva.
Hmm?
The other one I identified that it fires magical missiles that hit enemies basically
so-
always. So
yes.
would you be okay with the split that I take the lightning wand and you take the wand of missiles?
Okay.
I mean, Solas can also recharge that for you.
Yeah, I can. That's possible. True. If it's rechargeable.
There's only one way to find out.
Question:
Mm-hmm.
Does the superior identification show the command word? Can it show the command word?
I don't think it does, actually.
We have the command word written down as Beselas.
I'm not talking about the wand.
In general, I think you need a legend lore for a chance of getting it.
Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making some notes, distributing some items.
How much does the necklace weigh? pound?
Negligible. Not even
Oh.
a pound. It's negligible.
I'll put 0-1.
I
not
mean, it's
weightless,
what do you
but-
have down for a ring?
0-1 on
Okay,
both the
then
rings.
that's fine.
It's like the minimalist way I can put other than like 0-0-1.
Okay.
I mean, you can
You
also,
can also put 0.
it just a 0, yeah.
I mean, if I get like 10 necklaces, they're gonna weigh something.
Are you gonna
Well,
have
if you-
10?
No.
Yeah.
If you had 10 necklaces, then it would weigh 1 at least. That's the ruling that Old has previously given to those things that are negligible weight.
Why does Lafdul keep getting seen? It's because his 10 necklaces keep gleaming in every direction.
That seems fine, right?
Yeah.
You
there's
want
10
you want the
necklaces.
bling, you know?
Lafdul with his 10 necklaces of proof against detection and location. Yeah, they're great and all, but you don't actually need the spells to find you anymore. Ugh. I want someone to do some science on me.
Let's see.
Do either of you wizards know detect invisibility?
Detect invisibility.
Yeah. What's the spell?
I don't remember if I've studied it myself, but I do think it's one in our library.
I mean, there's 5 wizards on the ship. Hopefully one of you knows it. At least 5 that we know of.
Sorry, hopefully one of us knows what.
Detect
Detect.
invisibility.
It's whether or
yeah.
not the amulet will help against that.
I think Leva knows it.
Yeah, sorry, Braxon doesn't know.
Yes,
Ability.
Leva knows it. She walked around on the port having it
Yeah.
activated. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Superior identification does not reveal command words.
Pity. Okay.
Waiting to get legend lore.
Mm.
We have to do normal research to get it.
Is legend lore a common spell?
Yes.
It's not a named
But
one.
it's very high level spell.
Yeah, it's 6. She gets 6th level spells if she levels up. I say if. She might have had an alignment change since then.
Even without alignment change, it's ages.
Yeah.
It's still about, what was it, 250,000 points? Somewhere around there.
You just need to read a book that makes you, or draw a card that makes you go up level. There's always a chance.
As we don't know what the cards actually do,
We nearly do bad things.
Leva just knows that ever since she... Does she actually know that ever since she pulled the card, she has this...
You died straight after that. Because you put
No.
on the black robe, didn't you?
That was the black robe. That wasn't the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you draw the card just before you put on the black robe or something.
Oh, you don't
So you
know
think-
that she drew another card.
Oh. I've drawn 2 cards and I've only known the effect of one.
No, she knows the effect of both. No, she knows...
Oh.
Definitely, Leva knows the effect of the second one.
The alcohol.
Psst.
You like to indulge every now and again, that's fine. You know, you're an adventurer. It gets hard sometimes.
Why? Leva doesn't go and drink on her own. It's all the others that try and convince her to drink, you see?
And
It's
it's all
never
their
her own.
fault. The peer pressure.
Exactly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Leva needs a drink.
Psst.
Wow.
Old.
Yeah, Solas.
Solas will cast read magic on the rings text on the next day to check similarly when he checks the scrolls if what it says.
All right. Well, you've already checked the scrolls.
Yeah,
So
but
this is
on
just
this ring-
specifically
ring-
for that. If there's anything else that you want to try to read magic, that's fine too. The word on the inside of the ring reads as Vadrasha.
Would it be reasonable to think that that is command word?
That's up to you.
Try that.
How did you
Yeah.
type it?
Give me a second.
Is it
Thank you.
possible for any of us to know what language that is
It's magic.
sounding like? Oh.
Yeah.
That's the serpent scale one, isn't it?
No, the other one.
The other one.
Okay.
It's the thin brass ring with faceted jacinth stone.
The one
Okay.
that summoned that lady.
Mm-hmm.
Big Mama. She gonna kill you?
Well, the ring might also control her. But
You've got that genie lamp, haven't you? And I've got like a smoke lamp I need to do research on, but
yeah, and I
can't
need to
do
do
it.
research on the lamp myself.
yeah, we got those not necromancy, those gullomancy books we need to do research on as well.
Well, those books are basically manuals on how to do that and so help us in spell research.
No, those books do not help you in spell research.
No, that they're a specific kind of tome or something.
They're magical books.
Ah.
They instruct you on doing a very single specific thing.
Oh.
It's not hard to determine. I don't know that it...
They were identified, but we never.
I don't think you've opened them or anything like that.
We couldn't. We didn't have the facility to use them properly. We didn't have access to the research materials or something.
I don't think you've looked in them. You identified them, but I don't think you've looked in them, tried to read them. I do not recall anyone saying that they were doing so.
No, there's been so much other things that been done. So
Is that rusty iron? Go on.
go on.
Is that rusty iron sphere supposed to be one of those Pokemon balls?
No.
No, it's
It's older than Pokemon.
Okay.
If anything, Pokemon ripped that off, but I'm pretty sure it didn't.
based on the, or at least what Solas thinks it does, is basically work similar to that.
Bands of Cerellum.
Yeah, Bands of Cerellum, which basically, when it's used, it's thrown at the target, and the sphere basically opens up into a band that tries to trap the creature.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds incredibly
Sounds something
useful.
like we could use for taking captives.
Yeah.
Or even disabling someone temporarily.
Would that fit into the slingshots? Was it too
No.
big?
No, you can't
It's
do that.
3 inches,
It's handheld like a grenade.
so
Right.
it's way too big for a sling.
Alright. I have copied that item from the sheet. I'm just going to take
Oh
off.
yeah, that reminded me. Slings. When you cast turn pebble to stone,
Mm,
can you use sling?
why should you?
I think I said you could.
Accuracy bonus.
I think you can. It's faster. You miss much faster. I mean, the suspense is much lower because you can,
But you get accuracy bonus from the sling.
that might be an idea. Yes, that might be an idea.
Also, you would get a range bonus.
I'd have to double check the range bonus. I'd have to double check the range just to see if the spell, how the spell is described. Go ahead, Leva.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, Leva would like to cast the superior identification on that wand. She's not altogether so convinced that this is just a simple wand of missiles. Wand of magic missiles, I mean.
You
Okay.
get the charges at the very least.
So that's going to be the next day?
Yes.
Okay. Real fast, is there anything anyone else wants to do on that next day?
If people want, I can identify the rest 3 of the 3 final items.
I would like to cast no history on that sphere because it seems unique.
All right, hold on. All right, so first of all, the superior identification. That is indeed a wand of magic missiles.
Does it have the same as the old one, like a different type number of missiles?
No, it is a wand of magic missiles, a standard wand of magic missiles, so you can do up to 2 missiles.
Okay.
And anyone other than a wizard who uses it must make an attack roll. But for a wizard, it is automatic. And let's see, that is...
Oh, I didn't realise that.
What?
Yeah, anyone can use wands and magic missiles.
Do you want it?
No.
Why not?
Well, because you get automatic hits, whereas Braxon...
I think you
would have to make attack roll.
Okay.
Plus, you also get 2 missiles. He only gets 1.
Yeah.
That only half the time's probably going to hit. He's got good accuracy being a warrior, though. Fighter.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be useful for stopping...
What's the range on magic missile?
It's the same range as a spell as if cast at 6th level. Okay, so Leva, that indicates... Does it indicate exact number of charges?
No, it can be above or below, and that is dependent on...
All right, so, okay, it's like 2d10%, right? Okay. Chance of being 2d10% off. All right, so that has 26 charges.
Not bad.
And I can recharge it slowly if there's nothing else that takes my spell slots, and I'm not doing anything other important things. So we can keep that usable longer.
Can only a priest recharge a wand?
No, we're just using a loophole.
Wizard,
can do it
no,
earlier.
it's not a loophole, but wizards can, but I don't have the spells for a wizard recharging.
Which
The
what would they be?
standard spell for recharging is Enchanted Item, which is 6th level. There
Yes.
are other rarer spells. That's a common spell. As long as you can get access to 6th level spells, you can get that from another wizard kind of thing.
So, if and when Leva ever advances to the next level, then she can choose that as a first 6th level spell.
No, because you can only get wild magic
Wild magic.
when you gain new levels.
But
Yes,
if
okay.
I remember correctly, one of our spell books holds enchant item.
Okay, so she can learn it.
It might.
Yes.
Unless Lafdul speaks, so you automatically fail.
Yes, she was thinking of that right now, and she was thinking of actually
so
giving.
Hold
so
on.
if
I'm
Leva fails
hold
now,
on.
you've
Hold on.
already-
Hold on. I'm pretty sure that's a universal spell. You cannot fail to learn that one.
Okay. Well, if Lafdul speaks, I wouldn't be surprised if the
Still fails.
universe's law changes. He should just be silenced while other people try and look
Wow.
for spells.
Trying to turn Paul after into me. You'll just cast telepathy and just mentally torment you instead.
Poor Lafdul. Poor Lafdul.
But yeah, on the second day, if someone gives me pearl, I can identify the three identified items.
All right, give me just a second. I'm checking something. I want to make sure that is in universal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. First level cantrip, comprehend languages, detect magic, hold portal, identify, read magic, wizard mark. Second level knock, protection from cantrips, wizard lock. Third level dispel magic. Fourth level remove curse. Fifth level teleport. Sixth level enchanted item. Seventh level teleport without error. Eighth level permanency, and ninth level astral spell.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are the ones that you never have to roll.
That's nice.
All right. So, does someone have a pearl that they are gonna offer up for identification?
Let me see.
Yeah, Leva has 3 of them, so she gives that one.
Okay.
All right. What are you starting with?
Let's start with the jar
Jar.
of clay, jar with grey translucent oil.
Oh, the oil. The oil. Okay. Because you can have enchanted jars. The jar itself is not magical. All right. That is an oil that allows the removal of enchantments upon a creature.
Oh,
Well, of
that's
disenchantment.
So that's what you learn.
Okay. I would suggest that is kept in the ship item, possibly. But the crossbow bolts second.
Actually, hold on a second. I forgot that there is an addendum to that. And suppression of such things on objects.
Oh.
There you go. Okay. The crossbow bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are just minorly enchanted with combat magic.
So +1, +2, most likely. Nothing special. And the saber.
That also just has a lesser combat enchantment.
Okay. Can I use the identify spells to get more information, or do I need a better identification?
If you failed, no.
You can get
I
your
would,
charges on the wand.
Yeah, I would like to see if if there's a low or good amount charges on the wand.
The one that you got?
Yeah.
All right, hold on
It
a
might
second.
be worth doing it on wands that you've actually used a lot of as well.
Yeah,
like Level's wand.
if there's possibility of using it more.
Minor
I
number
was-
of charges remaining.
You
Okay.
could ask Leva to tell you more or less exactly, maybe.
Mhm. Yeah, once we have a good amount of those better pearls.
We
I was
keep using
thinking-
them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was
honestly,
think-
like 250 gold pieces to find number of charges seems a bit much, but that's me.
Mhm.
Uh,
I will check the cone of or the wand of eyes. What's the current charge?
Approximation.
Niin, yeah.
You use that a
Hold on
lot.
a second.
Few times, yes.
I know Level's used her bone shard wand a lot.
Hmm.
That is a
I'd
minor
imagine
number
that's
of
gonna be-
charges remaining. A low number of charges remaining.
She's gonna try and find out how many charges Silsil has. I have 5 times. She probably used it more because I started my count not at the very beginning.
For what item?
The Wand of Bone Shard. I used it more than 5 times, I think.
Hold on a second. You want Solas to check that?
Yeah, I can check it, and if I have still left something to check, I will check my wand of fire that I recharged 3 times.
All right. The bone wand has a minor number of charges remaining,
Mm-hmm.
and bone shard. I mean, the wand of fire.
It was extremely low last time.
Is it ever used extremely low?
Well, extremely low on my count, so
Yeah.
Leva still has the Wand of Paralyzation that has load charges left.
Well, you've also got that.
Wand of fire is
If-
low number of charges remaining.
okay. So
That
okay.
ray of paralyzation spell that you recently got could be used to recharge that one. The paralyzation, I would assume. I assume that's the same spell, is it not?
You don't know?
Oh,
Which one?
the scroll that you got recently.
Oh,
It's got ray of paralyzation. It might be the same spell to charge it.
yes. Leva doesn't quite like the Wand of Paralyzation as much as some of the others because the few times she tried to use it, quite often creatures have been able to resist it.
Yeah, it does not work very likely on powerful creatures or people.
Mm-hmm. I wanted a better Wand of Somnolence.
Do I still have uses left on the identify?
Yeah, just a couple.
I will check the charges on my staff, the curing staff.
That is a goodly number of charges remaining.
This is where the party needs to quantify old descriptors.
Do you still have a charge left?
Yeah, he's one more.
Yeah, I have one more.
Would you mind checking my ring, the ring to extend spells?
Yeah, I will check the ring.
Because it started off with very low.
Yeah, I will check Leva's ring.
Yeah, it has very low.
Do we know which extension spell it uses?
No. Well, we tested it.
It extends range, so I can't. I think that's the extension spell.
Yes, but is it 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah, there's multiple levels of it.
It's you use a number of charges to like.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
It's variable. It's variable.
So if you wanted to recharge it, would you only need the extension 1?
You don't know.
We
Okay,
could
so
try.
that's something that we need to research at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So, since if I think we have at least extension 1 in our library, so
Yes.
it's possible that I might be able to, or you might be able to recharge it once you reach to 6th level.
Also, doesn't she already know her own extension? But this is much better because it's variable.
Yeah.
So whereas the actual spell is fixed.
Mm-hmm. But that was it for the spell.
All right.
I have
Thank
a
you.
question to the
I think.
party.
Mm-hmm.
Should we give that magical chainmail to Symphone?
The what?
Magical chainmail has a minor combat enchantment on it.
Would be
Yeah.
good.
He uses chainmail, if I remember correctly.
He does
Well,
not. He has studded leather
Oh.
armor.
Ask
he
him.
use
I was
chainmail?
going to say, ask him whether if you are not certain.
He does
if he doesn't
not.
use
He does not like being encumbered.
Oh. Is that the priest kit not allowing it? Or?
Just because someone can wear plate armor doesn't necessarily mean that they, as a character, want to wear plate armor.
No, I was
Yeah.
trying to gauge which it was. So.
He doesn't want
He just
anything.
does-
He doesn't want anything heavier than studded leather.
But
Right.
it's magical. It doesn't weigh as much.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't like.
You can have a magic bucket and stick it on your head. Doesn't mean you would want to.
I mean, if it made me invisible to everyone, I'd wear it. I don't
Yeah,
care if I
but
look
that's
like an idiot.
you.
Oh yeah, I know.
He appreciates the offer, but he finds mail just too bulky.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Lafdul? You could try wearing the basket of devouring on your head and see if it devours your head.
It's incompatible with my head.
All right. Anything else that you want to get done that day? Which is
I think
that's the 10th
Solas.
day now. Yeah,
That's the 10th day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Solas will just do his normal things like talking with Salaric
All right.
after the identifications. He of course asks Salaric to if today they could just stay sitting since he has used some spells that have exerted him very much.
I really do find walking while talking easier. I'll go find. He names one of the members of the crew that you've seen him talking with. I'm sure he'll be interested in the stories while he goes about his work. And he goes off to find a crew member to talk to.
Well, I used the situation to try and ask adventurers that Herrick's been in.
Oh, Herrick goes with Salric.
Well, I asked Salaric if Herrick could stay and tell me about your deeds.
Oh no, I need Herrick with me. My valet can't be far from me unless I'm sending him off to do something. Never know when I might need another mug of mead.
Mead, you say? I happen to have a good cask of dwarven mead.
Ah, well, I'd like to try that, but I'm a little afraid that my mead will go off if I don't use it up. I'll try it if it is still good when I've exhausted my supply. We can walk and talk while we drink good dwarven mead.
Well, if you're offering me your mead, I would be happy to give your opinion as a connoisseur and maker of fine brews myself.
I do. Unfortunately, there's not much left, and it is quite delicious. And I paid an arm and a leg for it, so I'm sorry to say, but I will be keeping it for myself.
He still has his arm and leg, though.
Are you saying that
Does he?
out loud?
Yeah, I just say it just haphazardly.
He gives a good laugh and says, well, it was quite some time ago, if you know what I mean.
You got one of those fancy items that allow you to regrow your limbs if they get lopped off. I mean, that's a way of getting around that cost.
No, I was joking.
Oh.
Sorry, I guess not everyone understands humor around here. And he
Yes,
then goes off to find the crew member that he was talking about.
Solas just looks at Lafdul and says, "Really? I would have thought that that would come from Braxon, but not you."
I don't know, I'm trying something different lately. I feel inspired to be different.
By being the same as Braxon.
Clearly, Braxon is a good influence on the Lafdul.
Is that the influence of your new bracelet? Sorry, necklace.
Bracelet.
Okay. Quick question. You guys, I only had notes that you had glyphs around the ship, right? Glyphs of Warding?
Yeah, they've mocked
Oh, you reminded me I need to put a new glyph on my
We do
door.
have that
It's-
one symbol.
The symbol.
Yes, there's still the one symbol.
Okay. But that's...
And Finn has a whisper word at the prisoner's location.
That breaks the moment it opens it, doesn't it? You have to keep recasting every time I open a door. That's why.
No, because the condition I put on it was that the prisoners passed the door.
Oh.
She's not daft.
I never said he
think,
was.
I think there are, now that you've reminded me of that spell, we have a few other places that spell might be useful, like our treasure room.
We have you've got a priest lock on the door. I think I specifically put a priest lock on there because it was passworded and we could tell the officers what the password was.
I don't have that written down.
Hey?
Nope.
Alright, I will amend that and I will cast priest lock before we go into the flagstone.
Okay.
And I will say, what do you want the password to be? No, the players know what the password is, mate. Yeah. But that'll be a conversation during the officer meeting.
Private meeting.
So, Ockar,
Yeah?
you wake up off your shift, so it's during second shift. You're not sure exactly what time, but you were sleeping pretty soundly. Something is wrong. Something is very, very, very wrong. You sense something very oppressive nearby. Exactly where you can't tell, exactly what direction you can't tell.
Well,
Beowulf. You
I'll
didn't let him
quickly-
out last night.
go and grab my sword and look around, trying to see if I can sense anything with detectival intent.
Yeah, there is something very, very strong coming from the lower decks. And that's where we're going to call it an episode.
Right.
Fun.
I guess that lady that wouldn't eat has died and started rotting.
No, she was eating a good bird.
So we'll be back next week and we'll find out just what Ockar has detected. Let's do some experience.
It's an elemental from the plane of fart.
Hang on, what shift would that be then? Me,
That's
Braxon,
second shift.
Lover.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
next week we find out that this is just prank from Lafdul.
Well, hang on, you said Ockar.
Ockar woke up,
Oh, right.
sensing
Okay.
something
Prank-
very, very wrong.
Yeah, sorry.
Leva kind of thinks it's going to be a prank. Lafdul, she already said so.
None of the rest of you are at all aware of anything at all at the moment.
She dreams it.
No, you're awake. You're doing research. You're in the library.
Yeah, that's a shift.
Lafdul's probably around somewhere. I don't know where.
All right, so XP wise, that is going to be 600 XP for Braxon, Finn, Ockar, and Lafdul, 500 for Leva and Solas, and an extra 2,000 for Solas's wizard.
Oh, congrats on
Nice.
your spell.
500, you said.
Yes,
I got 600.
yes.
Congratulations, Solas.
That's what you get for doing spell research. You know, it costs a lot, but you get
Yeah.
money to XP.
So we had a level last week. I doubt we're getting a level this week. I don't think anyone was quite that close.
No.
You know what's funny about that? That where wizards got to spend money to gain XP, whereas thieves have just got to collect money to get XP.
Yeah. And warriors just have to expend their precious bodily fluids, their life force, their life energy. Getting stabbed
Is
in the
that
face.
foreshadowing?
No, I'm just saying that they have to fight things.
Mhm.
If it was just thieves gaining money, we could create infinite loop with Lafdul basically getting the stuff we need for spell research and us paying Lafdul.
So
I
hang
mean-
on.
I mean, a mage thief has a very good way of non-adventuring leveling up, of steal,
Mhm.
use that money to research new spells, gain XP from both, steal again, use that money to research.
Well, cleric thief could do the same. And
So you're telling me that a fighter made thief is the ultimate EXP generator?
I mean, in that you research magic, steal money, and clobber enemies, yeah.
out of curiosity, if I was
Uh,
stealing from that pouch that generates money, would I be getting like 2 XP for every gold I steal something?
That pouch is your company's, so it's not stealing.
No. It's a hypothetical if, like,
So
the
you're
party...
saying that you would steal from the company?
If
I think
the
we need
company
to-
was trying to figure out what this pouch did. It generates money. There's no money in this pouch ever. It's
You
'cause
have
Lafdul
to
keeps stealing it.
use your thief skills to steal the money.
Can we do legend lore on Lafdul to see if one of his ancestors was a Kender?
One of his
Question?
ancestors was not a Kender. Yes, question.
Did
Yeah, but was one of his
Oh,
other
hold on,
ancestors
hold on.
a Kender?
What's the question?
Sorry.
did the visitors, the new ones, were they told about the prisoners?
Well, no one said that they did, but there was a dwarven guard outside.
Mhm.
So
do,
And
they
a gift.
do they
like-
have free reign of the whole ship?
or
We would have not given them free reign.
no, you have not given them free reign. There are certain sections of the ship that they have free reign, and obviously any doors that you keep closed and locked, they're not allowed into private rooms. They're not allowed into crew quarters without permission.
Mhm.
And obviously any door that you keep locked, the helm room is off limits. The library is off limits, but getting between the decks is not. The public areas are not.
Okay.
All right, so when we come back next week, we will see just what Ockar sensed. I want to thank the players for playing. Really do appreciate it. And I want to thank all of you out there for watching. We will be back next week and see what is going on. and get out of this crystal sphere. See you next time, everyone.
Thanks for the game.
Hey, Carol.